Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the SYMA X100. Comes in this fine looking box right here. It's ages 14 plus, so let's remember that. This is one of those little quadcopters that has the obstacle avoidance that will self-fly itself. And I like this fancy box. It's got the magnetic, that magnetic thing going on. It's just pretty cool. Well, anyway, it's got obstacle avoidance, one key, takeoff, landing, altitude hold, flips, headless mode, and it has flashing LED lights. Man, is that sweet looking box. All right, well, let's get it out of the box and check it out. Okay, here it is out of the box. You get the quadcopter itself, which is right here. And it has the battery in the bottom here, but I did notice one little thing that I'm going to tell you about. It has a little like trap door on it right here. You flip that and open this. And even though these types of batteries normally in the past are usually kind of hard to get in and out, this one is not. But you just have to remember one thing. When you're going to close the door, make sure the flap right here is up. Because I did it once where I did it and the flap was down and I couldn't get the door. The door won't stay closed. I just heard some kind of ghosts. Ghosts are showing up. Yeah, you can easily miss this and you're thinking, what the heck? What it is, it's the flap of the door that gets closed in on there. So just make sure that that's up in the air and then you close that and then you latch that. And it snaps closed, so it's going to be secure and the door won't pop open. Then it's got your optical flow sensors right here. Right there, your obstacle avoidance, Right there, there's 4 of them. It doesn't have it on the top or bottom. There's the power button right there. That's what turns it on and off, which we are going to take it up here in the kitchen. And you get 2 of these batteries. These 2 of these little LiPo batteries, they're 380 milliamp hour. You can see that right there. You get your standard SYMA controller, this is the style of controller they're using for everything now. It takes 4 AA batteries right there. And press down on this one and that's the rate. That's the takeoff and land, and that's the flip, and then you have to hold the button in to perform the flips. So I'll show you that here in a second. We'll check it out. You get your charger right here. It's a USB charger. It takes like 40 minutes or so to charge the battery. I actually charged a couple of, I charged one of them. I charged both of them at the same time, but one of them I used another one from one of my other SYMA quadcopters, but I actually used one of these little power banks like this. I used one of these to charge it. You can use these little things too to charge those types of batteries. Then they give you some spare props and the screwdriver, which to me it would be next to impossible to break a prop on this thing. Literally next to impossible to break a prop here. All right, so let's take it up. I'll just take it up here in the kitchen and you can check out the obstacle avoidance. Okay, well, we turned it on and we're going to do the level calibration, which is down and to the right there. You see that? And now the obstacle avoidance only works in the low rate. It doesn't work in the high rate, and the flips only work in the high rate. So we'll just take it off in the obstacle avoidance mode right now. And that's just pressing this button here. I actually now I'm switching that around. I took it out of that rate because it was getting unruly, which it can do, but all you have to do is click down on this button here and take it out of that obstacle avoidance mode. Once you click down on this, it goes right into this regular flying mode. And in this mode, you can do the flips too. And the flips are very cool and tight. Now I'll put it back in the obstacle avoidance mode. Because, you know, it just gets a little nutty sometimes, like all of these things do. Okay, so now I put it back in that mode. And it'll basically just fly around by itself. And you can still guide it around even though it has the obstacle avoidance. You can still steer it around and stuff. So it's not like it's completely out of your control. It's not. See, so it's flying by itself. But just sometimes these obstacle avoidance things get a little goofy, you know. They get stupid. But this one's holding up pretty good. That first part was a little shaky, but it came around. Okay, so I just pulled it out of the obstacle avoidance mode because it was going to start acting up again. So yeah, it works great. You know, you see the red lights, they're in the front. Hell, I might as well just stay here and finish running out the battery, right? So at least you'll know how much indoor flight time you're going to get. Because this is basically an indoor product, you know. This isn't really for outside. Okay, I'm going to put the obstacle avoidance back on. Okay, that's the obstacle avoidance is back on now. I turned it back off. Now, where I think they might have went wrong a little bit on this thing is where some of the other brands of these obstacle avoidance things is because this one, it doesn't spin. Where some of the other ones like this, they would spin around, and so the sensors would always find something. Where this one doesn't do that. So it's going to have these little couple of blind spots that are going to be like, say, if it's coming at something right like from here, and it's coming at it like that, it's not going to see it, you know. It has to be coming at it from this thing here, like from there. So see how that went back when I brought my hand up to it. Yeah, definitely. Well, that battery's holding up pretty good, to be honest with you. And I'm going to fly it outside too on the same video. So, okay, there goes the lights flashing. There goes the low battery warning. So I'm going to land it. All right. So there you go. Stay tuned for the outside. We made it outside, so I'm not making any promises with this thing because it's a little breezy. So okay, we got the level calibration going. Okay, we got the second rate going. Now I'm worried about the wind coming up because it's one of those breezes that, you know, it's not constant. It's just one of them that it'll roll in here for a minute and then it'll die out. So, but it actually is flying outside pretty decently, actually. That's full speed right there. See, there's a little bit of breeze coming from this way and you see it's holding it up. So yeah, it's definitely not for any kind of, I'm talking 1 mile an hour, okay? So you can always tell which way the wind, see it, now it's coming at me, see how that thing's fighting to push into the wind. Actually, the wind is blowing it back. It almost hit me in the damn head because it's fighting the breeze. Okay, see it? If it had a third rate, there, it's gonna crash. Yeah, if it had a third rate, it would have been fine. With a third rate, it'd have been great. I think it went into the fence. It did. That way you can just turn it off by tipping it down like that. Yeah, that little bit of breeze kicked up and that was the end of it. But actually, I think it's doing quite well considering the fact that the design of the thing is just not made to have any wind hitting it, okay? It's just not, plain and simple. And here I am trying to dodge all this stuff. I was trying to get a little bit of a range thing going on here because I know if I make it to the other end of the thing there, it's 80 feet, which is pretty. Oh, that ain't gonna work. That's crashing. I brought it down because it was starting to get away from me there. I wasn't gonna be able to pull it back toward me. It was just gonna keep going that way and going that way. And to keep it from going into the fence. So the range, you know, it still was binding right here all the way from there, and that's 80 feet. So the range isn't bad on it. Yeah, that's not bad. See, it's just fighting that little bit of wind. Just can't deal with it. mean, it's pretty damn nimble, to be honest with you. It just can't take the wind. You know, that's it. I think the lights are flashing, and they are. I didn't even bother doing a flip out here. The flips are real tight, but I didn't even bother with it. All right, guys, there you go. That's it. Now I can go get warm. Okay. Woo! All right, guys, have a nice day.